think it came out of several things. There is something strange that happened when you hit this strange thing that is called success with movies. You start to travel around. You travel around for about a year in places like this, in strange places where you have no real connection to, it's not your context, and you kind of get this strange, nice, in a way, emptiness in you, which grows. You start to look at things. You're always on the way from somewhere to somewhere, and you're not really doing anything. So you get to look a lot, just look a lot, and it's not as if you're traveling in China and you see the Great Wall. You're traveling from hotel to hotel, so you get to look a lot on tables, on chairs, on the floor, on the ceiling. And suddenly there's a whole world which opens up to you. And I had this feeling, and I wanted to kind of explore this emptiness, this feeling of loss, what I was feeling. And the second thing was that it really, after the big success of the band's visit, I felt that I was entrusted with something. I was entrusted with the faith of a lot of people who liked it. And I felt that the only way not to be a charlatan that will sell the same story again, I have to explore something. I have to doubt what I did. I have to put a question mark to the cinema, to what I do in cinema. And I felt this is the only way to be honest and in a way return something for the trust that was put in me. And the way to do it for me was just to doubt. And it's a feeling about, it's a movie in a way about doubt and possibility of freedom, I would say, and alienation. And also for me to doubt what you did, to ask what does it build upon, what is the basic elements which constitute it, where does it come from, what is cinema, what is the frame for me, why do I like frames, what do they do, why did I choose cinema. It was really fundamental, basic questions for me, which I felt I need, if I want to be honest with the audience, I need to explore them. Where does politics end and the man begins? It's always a big question, and what is allegorical is always in the space between you and me, It's also the interpretation of yours. So let's say you interpret it in an allegorical way. Could I contradict you? Not really. I think sometimes buildings, architectures, movement tell something profound and deep about the human being in his country and his space. And what does his space feel like? And it may be an inner feeling which lies beneath all politics, which I think what art at the end of the day deal with. And this is maybe why we come to see art, because it tells us something about those undercurrents. So I don't regard this as allegorical myself. I try to see what I feel, and what I feel is constituted out of my politics and my personal and political, and it's out there for you to take what's allegorical and take what's not allegorical, and I'm happy with any interpretation.
We're a man in the middle age. I would probably know. But I wouldn't say, because I'm not sure, I understand why you're asking this, but when I saw the film for the first time, I didn't feel like it's about a middle-aged man falling into crisis. And I didn't either felt it's about crisis in marriage, though I know it depends it depends a lot on the viewer, because my period of life right now is different, and so I felt it much bigger, like a very, for me it was very profound existentialistic question. Everything you can doubt. You can turn everything upside down and it will turn to somebody else or even air. And so I think I get related to this sort of crisis in a more basic way, like a human being. And I think it was also the way that we worked, in a way. I think that I can say that in the rehearsals I felt it very well, that we all know, when we were all three of us in the room with Eran, we didn't have to talk about many things. It was very well understood what we're talking about, in what zone we are. And so, for me it's about cats. No, I'm just kidding.
Happy that you found it funny, because I find it funny also. Even though sometimes I see people nowadays, they need a big cymbal of crush of a drum at the end of any joke to understand that it has a funny undercurrent to it. I find compositions funny. I find interruptions in composition funny, and I cannot be overtly always serious. And it's not as if I compose things because I think I need to be funny or I need to be serious. I do it the way I speak. There's no difference between the way you speak and the way you direct a film, and your own sense of humor or your own sense of irony or whatever you want to call it. It comes out in the way you tell them to act, in the way you stage the frame. And a lot of times when I find it, funny for my own self, if I get this little smile inside of me, then I say, okay, it's working. This take worked because it had tension, but I would like it to have a tension, but always a smile to this tension, the kind of this awkwardness that you're a bit embarrassed. Sometimes you smile. You're not sure. I like it when the ground is a bit shaking.